Okay, so we have the 8x8, which connects somebody for the first time. Then we've got the 33 touch program, and every time I talk about developing a 33 touch when I do my marketing classes, everybody goes, 33, that's crazy, how do you do that? So I'll walk you through basic math again. How many months in the year? So if you had to do something 33 times, how many times a month would you have to do it?
3 times.
3 would be 36. Could you talk to somebody? Could you send an email out? Could you do something once a week?
Yep.
Yeah, is it that hard?
No.
No. Everybody can do as many. So what we end up doing with an 8x8 and a 33 touch, you end up with 41 points of contact between you and this person over an 18-month period. If you are doing it from contribution, if you are giving them value, if there's information that's really relevant, if you are doing this as personally as possible, so phone, get them on the phone, don't rely on email. If you can get them in person at their door, that's even better. Add that into your plan. If you sat down with a calendar and said, here's what my touch program is going to be over 12 months, here's 33, super easy to do. If I do a quarterly newsletter and I send it out, well, that's 4. I've got that done right off the bat. If I do a market update every month for people, that's another 12. Home show tickets, holidays, anything that's going on in pop culture. All of these are opportunities to send an email out or to call someone and say, you know what, I have a really good update on what's going on with new mortgage rules. Give me a call. And I'll send it over to you. So you're doing a call to action. I'm sending out, and you tell me I'm going to give you something of value. 41 times in 18 months, I guarantee you are top of mind for that person. As long as you're giving them things of value.
Just like a real world scenario. Let's say you did give that message to them, let's say on an answering machine, and they didn't call you back. Should you try again? How soon?
Yeah, no, call back.
How soon?
I'm just wondering if you got my message.
Like a day later, a week later?
Whatever you want to work into your schedule for follow-up for that kind of stuff. Making sure that it's still relevant. So if there's been a change in something to do with the industry, you've got a good 30-day window to be able to have that relevant. After that, people have read about it or they don't care about it. So again, going back to the list of people that you just jotted down, you now put them into categories, I want you to quickly go through and in a real life way, should these people be on an 8x8 right now or should they be on a 33 touch? Okay, so we picked a campaign for everybody. So I'd love to hear some ideas around what you would think an 8x8 could be for you. What would your 8 touches be in an 8-week period?
Market analysis of the neighborhood they're looking.
Yeah, that's one.
A note card.
What?
A note card.
A note. Yeah, thanks. Pop-by. What would you say in a pop-by?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, it's good to see you.
I was driving by.
Yeah. Simple script for that. I was previewing some houses in the neighborhood. Thought I'd pop by and say hi. That's all. It's that simple. I was out doing work, thought I'd pop by, and wanted to see if you got the market update. Great. Was there anything in there that you wanted any more information about? How does that impact what you were thinking about doing? So you relate it back to the thing of value you've already given. So that's 3. What else? Email. Yes. How many emails in an 8-week period could you send somebody?
3.
You could do 3. What would those 3 emails be about?
Do a sample offer. They want to
What's
buy.
sold in the neighborhood?
A new listing?
New listings, sample offers, what's going on in the neighborhood,
Mortgage information.
mortgage information.
The new
Okay.
app that
Or
just
what
came
they
out.
want?
Yeah, new app. Okay, that's 6. 2 more.
Did we say phone call?
We did say it. We had 3 phone
I
calls.
would call again.
Call again.
Wouldn't you?
Is a call more personal than an email?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 more.
Drop off home show tickets.
Drop-
Drop off home show tickets.
Yep.
Drop off home show tickets. 8 touches in 8
Video
weeks.
text.
How much time did we spend coming up with an 8x8?
30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah. It's that easy. Create your own. Figure out for you what your 8 touch is gonna be, and then jot it down. This is now my 8x8 touch. 33 touch is exactly the same process. You're gonna go through it, you're gonna say, I wanna do a certain number of phone calls, certain number of emails, I'm gonna do some newslettery stuff, I'm gonna try to drop by a certain number of times. There, that's my 33 touch. Make sure you write it down so that you know exactly what it is. Because it's going to be a campaign that you then build in eEdge or in Top Producer, and it's going to give you your, hey, remember you said you were gonna call these 3 people today as number 5 of your touch. It's all automated. Once you put it in, once you've built it and you launch it, it just goes and it tells you what to do that day. And if 9 to 9:30 is do my dues today, that's part of your lead gen stuff. Natalie.
I just have, well, I try to do something, it's kind of cheating, but when someone buys a house, I'll set them up for property searches, but for their own neighborhood, so now they get, oh wow, my house just went up 10, oh,
Yes.
that one's even better. And I don't have to do anything, but they're getting it pretty regularly, it's only specific to
That's
the
right.
neighborhood, so.
No, that's totally cool. You can set somebody up on a prospect match, and Trev will send them email updates on your behalf every time something sells in that
Every day.
neighborhood. How cool is that? And then they're gonna call you when something happens.
So did you say past, it'll send sold?
No, but
So it's
But they'll call you and say, okay, so I saw that one sold. They knew that it came up on the market, and so now, oh, that's great, and then they wanna know, so then,
Yeah.
and that engages them in dialogue with you, right?
That's one of the other anniversary things that is a lot of fun to do is to send a, hey, happy anniversary. By the way, the last 4-bedroom, 2-story in your neighborhood that sold went for $1 million. Welcome to the Millionaires Club. They bought it for $850, it's $1 million. That's an amazing touch. So you can do all this stuff really, really simply, you just need to do it. So page 34. This is as simple as it gets. If you print this page off and stick it up in your office and follow it religiously, all of this stuff is gonna seem like reflex within 2 or 3 weeks. So as soon as you meet someone new, you have a 5-step action plan. And you make sure you tick off every one of these. It's a checklist. Did I do? So, did I get their contact info? Did I add them to the database? Did I follow up with a note? Did I put them on an 8x8 and then I'm gonna follow the 8x8 with the 33? Your business can just be check marks. Yes, I did it. And you'll do it until it becomes routine. I know I have to.
Can you set a 33 touch to start at a certain date so that you don't have to come back and manually add the 33 touch after the 8x8?
You know what? I don't know. That's a really good question. Has
You can.
anybody tried to do that?
On the edge, you
Yeah.
can set, there's like, it tells you on the calendar when they're gonna go out, and I think you can adjust the dates. I don't know if you can do them individually. I think you can. You have to set a campaign for that one person. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can alter all your dates and
Yeah.
everything. I mean, it depends on which program you're using, but.
And again, one of the so at family reunion last year, I was sitting watching a panel talking about how to make sure you're doing the best you can to stay in touch with past clients. And one of the presenters got up, and it was so awesome. And he said, so how many people in the room have a 33 touch program? Everybody puts their hand up. And he said, and you use it until, and everybody said, till they turn into business or till they tell you to go away. And they said, and you do a set of business and you send the closing gift and you do whatever else, what's the next thing you should do? And the room was silent because everybody's trying to figure out where he's going. And he said, you press start again. And it was this like 200 people going, oh my God, of course. You start them on a 33 touch again. So build a second 33 touch for past clients. And they will never become clients who then call somebody else because you weren't staying in touch. It's automated. I don't know why we don't do it more.
Would
So
it
we
not
started, so we've started doing that.
is that really vastly different though, between past clients and prospects?
Yeah, because some of the pieces in a 33 touch will be about building desire to buy and sell. So it's sort of, it's the, don't wait until the spring, and once I bought something, that's not what I want to hear. In fact, that might bug you. But if I'm getting, if I have sort of here's market updates, here's changes in the industry, here's just some fun things going on, it's just a matter of staying in touch.
Well, and also like just, when somebody buys a home, I mean, I thought that, a nice thing to put them on a touch plan is like, your fall or spring checklist for things
Yeah.
you should do around your house.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
obviously you're not gonna put on.
Yeah, but I mean,
But are we all
prospects
doing
too.
that? I mean,
Okay,
I'm getting these
how many
emails.
people sent a well put together, here's how to prepare for winter email to their clients?
Not yet.
You just said everybody's doing it. I counted 3 hands.
It's annoying, don't you wanna stand out?
They're
and
not
send
doing
in
it.
something
Nobody
that-
else in here did it.
Your realtor thought this is-
And also, there's good ones and there's bad ones, like if you have a better one, that's slightly
Buy
better
someone
than
for the
the
drive.
other one, then they'll use yours.
That's right, but come from contribution and your materials stand out. But I guarantee you, not everybody's doing it. If everybody was doing it, I'd have seen 20 hands up.
My realtors are doing it, I'm getting
Some
emails.
of your realtors are doing
Yeah, they're the better ones.
it. And I'll bet you
They're all
you're a
the
better
same.
writer than they
The
are.
letters are all the same, they all look the
Change
same.
yours.
Well, then don't send out city blasts.
No, I'm not
Guys,
doing.
no, I'm saying that's what they're doing.
Oh,
So you
okay,
do something
okay.
custom.
So that's what, and
Come
that's my
from
intention.
contribution,
I can be
don't try to cut corners.
That's what I want, custom.
As soon as you get a referral, again, you have the same checklist. Thank the referral source and reward their action. How you do that is up to you. Send a handwritten note as a thank you. In some cases, as your business builds, as you have revenue, if you would like to send a Tim's card as a thank you for the referral, even if it doesn't work out, you're rewarding the referrer, and they now kind of feel appreciated, and really, that's an amazing thing. They would have done the referral the first time anyway, because they like you. But knowing that you appreciate that and you express that in some way, that goes a long way. And again, even if the referral doesn't work out, they still now are happy to refer people to you. Get the referrals, contact info, add them to your database, call, classify, and qualify them. So when are they going to be doing something? If they're hot, move on them right away. Don't wait to set up an appointment. Set up the appointment. So, simplest script for that. It was great talking to you the other day. Rob says you're going to be fantastic to work with. I'm really looking forward to that. Is tonight better for you or is tomorrow? Let's just give them a very closed loop. They get to pick one or the other. So set up the appointment if they're hot. Get them on an 8x8. Follow 33 touch. It's all the same. It's routine as long as you do it. So in putting it all together, again, coming up with your action plan. So as a group going through the rest of the event process, you're going to continue to add all of your contacts to your database. If they're sitting in your phone, if they're sitting in Outlook, start putting them into whatever database that you've started to put together. Create the groups in the EAH for organization. Make sure that you're adding all the contacts to the groups. So make sure that you're kind of cross actioning them. And then the rest of tonight is going to be preparing for tomorrow. So tomorrow you've got another mission day. Make sure you pull up the mission when you get home tonight. There's more videos to watch. There's more things to do. You're going to want to be as prepared as you can for Friday when Roseanne is teaching, because A, she knows everything you should have done, being the leader in the group, so she's going to be able to hold everybody accountable. B, as this stuff starts to kind of gel, you're going to see the results from it. In terms of the sort of the wrap up for today, so quick kind of, recap, the benefits of having a database.
Yeah.
Business. It's your entire business.
It is your entire business. You do not have a business if you don't have a database. You have this series of uncoordinated, unorganized activities that are frustrating you because they're not getting you the success you want. Why put everybody on the database into a campaign? Life is easier.
Target.
It's targeted.
Stay in touch.
Yeah, stay in touch. There's no point having a big pile of names if you don't do something with them. We've got the tools to be doing stuff for them. Let's make sure we do it. Everybody knows what an 8x8 is and a 33 touch. So again, the commitment everybody made at the very beginning of this was not only to get a certain number of contacts every day, but to make sure that all the other activities are happening. So the numbers getting to your team leaders, numbers getting posted on the board. How's everybody feeling about that commitment? So let's start with the 200. You feel like it's really that hard to get 200 people into your database over the course of the night?
Quite hard.
Yes.
What is the biggest challenge with that?
Input.
Input, so the actual time to physically put data in? Yeah.
I'd say it's dealing, I can make 30 phone calls and only touch 5 people.
Yes.
So it's just like a large volume of numbers and dialing and nobody's answering, so it just seems like it's in order to get, let's say, 10, I need to call like 50, 60 people.
Yes.
Attempt, and that takes a lot of time and effort.
Yes, it does.
Maybe an auto dialer?
I wouldn't go there yet until you've mastered the manual dial. Paul?
Yeah, I just find sometimes, like it's just sort of figuring out where, what avenue you're gonna do for prospecting, right? Like, I would like to do door knocking. I sort of feel like one of the obstacles for that for me is that I kind of need to research a good script that I can use and maybe have something that I can come to the door with that would be something I can leave with them. And just that simple thing has sort of prevented me from, going out and door knocking. I just need to get on it and do it.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, so it's nice to say like, oh, I'm gonna do 20 contacts today. But I also feel for myself that I need to develop some other avenues where I have more contacts that I can approach. Like whether it is doing something like what Nick does with the, using a calling program or something like that. But that for me is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, so again, the numbers of people you have to call to get a contact, the things I need to be able to do the door knocking, those are all legitimate issues. I can tell you categorically that every top producer in Keller Williams, in RE/MAX, in Royal LePage had exactly the same issues. The only difference between getting to where they were and where they are was saying, I have no choice. If I really want this business to be as big as I need it to be for my family, for my future, I have to take the things that are hardest and I have to destroy them. I have to be able to, if it takes me 100 phone calls to get 10 contacts, I have to put the time aside to do 100 phone calls. What you will find is that it takes 100 at first, then 90, then 80, then 70, and as you're starting to call the other people that are now already in your database, and they start to provide you with more numbers, now the hunt isn't this giant one, it's a more focused one. And it will absolutely cycle that way. We've studied this every different direction we can. And we know that this really does work. So nobody's asking you guys to do anything that we haven't already done. And we can tell you that the results are there. In terms of working on the ideas for things, it's a common stumbling block. It really doesn't require any more than a minute to come up with a decent script. And the script can be as simple as, hi, I'm Paul King from Keller Williams Neighborhood Realty. I don't know if you know our office in the Junction. I'm in the neighborhood introducing myself to people, and I've got an update on all of the detached and semi-detached sales in the neighborhood. Was wondering if you were interested in seeing what the sales have been like. That's it. That's it. If you can do that, you can hit the number of doors you need to hit, and you will find those 5 to 10 contacts. But it's going to take, the first time, 3 hours. Second time, 2.5. Then it's going to be 2 because you're going to be more confident. You're going to be able to have fun with people at the door, but move very quickly to, this is great. I just, you know what, I got to like hit a whole bunch of other doors. So I'm just going to ask if I can keep in touch with you. And to do that, I need your contact info. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to come back in about 3 or 4 weeks and say hi again if that's okay. It's that simple. I get how hard it is to kind of get past those stumbling blocks. But there is nothing internal to either Irene or myself in terms of genetics that makes us any different than you are. The issue is understanding early on that the disciplined lead generation and database mining was going to get us more results faster than banging our heads running around trying to find people by just sort of bumping into them somewhere and hoping they became a contact.
Well, yeah, and I think that brings up a good note. I've never been one to door knock or cold call. And so if that's not your comfort level and you're not interested in doing that, it's reaching out to your sphere of influence. So, you know, and your friends and people you know through friends of friends, and speaking to them first, and at the end of the conversation asking them if they know anyone else. And that is it's an easier way of building that database.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do with when you come to a house and it says no solicitation? Do you ignore those houses? Do you go anyways? What's your recommendation?
Are you soliciting or are you bringing information? I'm serious. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
I'm not selling you something. If I'm a business consultant who's a real estate expert in this area and I'm letting you know about changes in the neighborhood, I'm not selling anything.
Absolutely.
I'm establishing myself as the area expert.
What about do not calls?
Those you don't touch.
Do not calls in terms of phoning?
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't touch it.
Don't touch those.
But you can door knock them. Do not call registry doesn't apply to door knock.
So your next script after you bring, they say, sure, we'd like the information on what's sold, you give it to them, and then what is your next script after that?
So it's a direct question. So are you thinking of buying or selling in the next 6 months to a year? No?
No.
So in the neighborhood, as you've been kind of hanging out in it, do you know anybody else that's been talking about it? Do you know anybody you think needs to be? And that's an amazing one, because what you will get from that is, you know what? Old Mrs. Johnson down the road hasn't looked like she's been able to manage the property. I've noticed that nobody's shoveling for her anymore, that she might need to move. And then I'm going to go and introduce myself. Comment.
Would you make one touch into 2? Let's say if you door knock and you offer to send them, oh, they ask for a list of what's sort of sold in the neighborhood. Would you have that ready at hand? So that would be like one touch, the door knocking and the submitting of the information, or would you make it 2, where you say, if I'll send it to you, you know, through email or direct mail?
I would do a combination of both. So what I would do is give them the most recent one, because they probably already know about it, and then I would lead after that with, would it be helpful for you to know what the last 5 were? And what I can do when I'm back at the office is put that together for you in a way that makes sense and just email it over. Would you find that helpful?
How do you, when you door knock Mrs. Johnson, find out who is the decision maker for Mrs. Johnson, because she loses her mind and she's not the one that's going to be going?
Yeah,
That's
so-
mine.
That's always the
So dealing with seniors is a really specialized thing. I highly recommend anybody that would like to be in that world take the Accredited Senior Agent Program that Chris Newell runs. We were both certified in that side of things. It's a very touchy thing. It's hard to sort of, you don't just blurst into that conversation. By the way, is anybody power of attorney for you?
His name, so I can call it, but
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so really, it's a long, slow build with that relationship. And I think quite rightly. I mean, there are people who are hearse chasers, and they hear the same information I did, and they'll bang on the door, and they'll say, you know what, you really need to talk to me, and you need to talk to my lawyer about a will, and it's horrible. And we hear about it all the time. So, yeah, it's a specialized thing.
So the paramedic leads that I might be getting are not,
Yeah, I wouldn't talk to them in the hospital or in the back of the ambulance.
no, I get them from my husband,
Yeah.
so if
Great.
you some.
Okay, it is exactly 12 o'clock. We are exactly done. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Well,